Hello everyone, welcome to Cloud Mass. Today we will study about S3 replication. S3 replication is an AWS feature which will let you replicate data between two S3 buckets. Like if you configure replication between these two buckets, all the updates in S3 bucket 1 will get reflected in S3 bucket 2. So what all we have to do to achieve this S3 replication? We will first create a replication role. So all the mechanism here is centered around role and the two buckets. So kindly pay attention. So first pay attention only to this particular part. So here what is happening, we are creating replication role by having a trust policy between replication role and S3 service. So what trust policy means is S3 service can assume replication role and have all the permissions which the replication role is having by surrendering its existing permissions. So S3 service will surrender its existing permission while assuming replication role. So okay, so this part is clear. Okay, so now we have our origin bucket and our destination bucket. We want to schedule replication from origin bucket to destination bucket. So here we have to allow replication role all the necessary permissions to replicate object between origin bucket and destination bucket. Like from origin bucket we have to allow get data and all, and on destination bucket we have to allow write object and all permissions. So these two kind of permission we have to give to a replication role so that it can replicate data from origin bucket to destination bucket. Apart from that, within destination bucket we have to attach a policy which can allow replication role to write data in this bucket, because here if we don't allow this policy, destination bucket will not allow replications from origin bucket to itself. So at last we will create one replication configuration between origin buckets and destination bucket using replication role. So where here what exactly is happening, replication role is replicating data from origin bucket to destination bucket, and S3 service is performing this action by assuming replication role. So basically S3 service is replicating objects from origin to destination buckets by mediating replication role, because it's the replication role which have all the permissions, and S3 service will leave all its permissions when it assumes replication role. So let's see this replication in action on AWS console. So now we are at our AWS console. Let's start creating AWS origin and destination buckets. So we will enable replication between origin and destination buckets. We are keeping bucket versioning enabled because for replication both origin and destination buckets should have bucket versioning enabled. So we are creating our origin bucket. Let's create our destination bucket, enable versioning. So our both origin and destination buckets are created. So these are our steps. Let's once go through it. So first we have created an AWS command line interface profile known as IAM user, which has Amazon S3 full access and IAM full access. So IAM full access is needed for various policy assignments commands, and this Amazon S3 full access is needed here when we are enabling replication. So basically this put bucket replication command needs both of these access, IAM full access and Amazon S3 full access. So first what we do, we will create a replication role with trust policy, because you cannot first create role and then create trust policy of it. You have to create it using trust policy.json, and it will prompt you to provide it trust policy.json if you will try to create a replication role, or any role for that matter. So this is our trust policy.json. What we are doing, we are using version 2012, 10 and 17. So this one is not some random date. This is a AWS command line interface centric keyword. So what we are doing here, we are allowing S3 service to assume role. So to whatever role I attach this particular trust policy, that role permissions can be taken by S3 service. So let's go ahead, create our replication role with S3 Amazon trust policy. Copy and run. So our role is created. So now what we will do, we will assign this particular role permissions so that it can replicate data from origin bucket to our destination bucket. So it will be needing some permissions like this. So from origin bucket, like we have written our bucket name here, it will be needing get object version and get object version access control list. From destination bucket, it will be needing permission to replicate objects, to replicate delete, replicate tags, and get object version tagging. So it actually needs this permission. So you can go to previous part of the video where I have explained why these permissions are needed. So let's provide this particular policy JSON to our replication role so that it can have those permissions. So now our role has these kind of permissions. It can get object version from our origin bucket. It can replicate to our destination bucket. So this role is now taken by our this you can say properties is now taken by our replication role, and by replication role from it is also taken by the S3 Amazon service, because it will assume our replication role. So let me explain you command a little bit. AWS, we are using IAM service, we are using put role policy to our replication role name that we have created. We have writing the name of the policy as replication underscore policy. We are using this particular policy document. Make sure you need this file colon slash slash keyword, otherwise AWS will not recognize this command. And we are using profile IAM user, which have both S3 full access and IAM full access. Now what we need our S3 destination bucket to allow our user to write data in it. So let's give this policy. So basically what is this policy? So let me show you. So here we are allowing this our replication role to put data in CloudMed destination bucket. So here, like previously what we have done, we have assigned permissions to our role that it can access, it can actually replicate some objects in destination bucket. Now this policy we will apply at the bucket side, so that bucket side can allow the replication role to replicate data. So here I have written this account ID. You can write your own account ID here. I have created a different JSON file with my actual account ID. So this one is that file. So now our S3 destination bucket has allowed this particular replication role to replicate data in it. So now remained final command which will actually enable replication from our origin bucket to our destination bucket. So we are basically configuring replication at our origin. So this one is the command for that, and also like this one is the okay, yeah, this one is the particular policy JSON which will have replication rule ID enabled. So let's enable replication. So yeah, everything works fine. So here I have two files, abc.txt and def.txt. Let's copy those files to our origin bucket. So we have one file uploaded. Let's go to our origin bucket. So this one is origin. We have this file here. Let's go to our destination bucket to check whether it is replicated or not. And here I want to tell you one caveat. Sometimes replication takes lots and lots of times. So like like right now it has replicated so fast, like sometimes it takes too much time to replicate. So as we can see, we have uploaded our abc.txt in cloud mesh origin and it is replicated in cloud mesh destination. Let's go and upload some more. Maybe there I can show you the lag I have faced earlier. So this is uploaded, we are at destination, refresh. So yeah, you can see now def is currently not here, although it has uploaded to our origin. So if you don't see def for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay, now we can see def, it is replicated. Even if you don't see your files even after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, try uploading some random text file again. After that it will start showing on your destination bucket. And also you can check your status of replication from like going into object properties, like here. So here it is showing replication as completed. So that's all for the replication. So thank you.